Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We'll just wait for everyone to join and then we'll get started. Okay.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Where are you live streaming this to?
YouTube.
Where?
YouTube. For the main.
Hello, sir. Namaste.
Hello. Hello. Okay. So everyone
Hello.
is hello. Everyone. I would highly urge everyone to stay on mute. Okay, because I think it would be easier because we can do our greetings and everything. I obviously know everybody's excited to be here, so it's fine. We'll keep the. You can keep your videos on if you want. It's just easier to facilitate the interaction that way. Otherwise, we'll keep our audios on mute. If anybody has any questions, okay, what you can do, since we are strapped for time, we have to wrap everything up by 6 o'clock. Okay, what we can do in the meantime is drop those queries on chat. Okay, once we get started with the session. Is everybody clear? Okay, people don't need to
Sir,
answer.
how long will be the session?
Uh, from what I've been told, it's a 40-minute activity followed by Q&A. So we're starting at 5:12 now. So I'm assuming we'll make this go till 6 or 6:15 maximum. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with everyone. Okay. If at any point of time there's any network issues or anything, just drop a response on the chat so I can know that if the audio or the video is not clear.
Can you speak a little bit louder?
Sure. I'll do that. I'll hold the mic closer to me. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Um, so from the context that had been given by the team, they wanted me to specifically talk about problem statements. Okay. Uh, okay, I haven't even started, but somebody's raised their hand. Yes, Smaranika, Samaranika. Do you have a question? Okay, guys, I would highly encourage that if I'm going to be in a position to be able to finish this session and to communicate everything, then we communicate via chat. It uh, it would be a lot easier for me. Okay, to conduct this activity on time. If somebody genuinely has any questions, just drop them on chat. Okay, because otherwise there will be too much interruptions, and I have some 30 plus slides that I've prepared for you guys, and I want everyone to be able to absorb as much as we can. I won't be in a position to share the slides, but you can take screenshots at any point of time. Okay, if you wish, and anything, and there will be lots of pieces that you can essentially draw from a relevant standpoint from the material that we have prepared for you. Okay, so when we talk about problem statements, they're sort of a very critical piece when it comes to solving. When we talk about startups in general, okay, and in fact, it's the one piece that I believe personally most startups get wrong. Okay, entrepreneurship. Okay, where they're not necessarily very sure of the problem statement itself that they're looking to go after, and even when you're building a startup, okay, which you intend to pitch to investors, okay, having a great problem statement becomes very critical, because most times when somebody is asked to describe what kind of startup you're building, they'll start going into a story, that. So what happens is that in XYZ industry there is this problem, and then people have this issue, and this becomes issue, and that, then this thing, and it goes into multiple sentences. When we talk about problem statements, they have to be something so crisp that when you're describing it to someone, okay, when you're giving someone a 2-line 3-line representation of the idea that you're working on, it should be very easy for them to understand. Okay, fine, this is the extent to which this is a problem, okay, and this is how someone is intending to going about solving it. Okay, so before on that note, let's proceed. This is a bit about me. Okay, I have previously started my own company as well. It is a marketing services company that I ran for 7 years. I was associated with Masters Union. I do a bit of teaching over there as well. I do some teaching on high school as well. Before that, I was associated with Antler. It's a venture capital firm based out of Bangalore. I was associated with them as an entrepreneur in residence. Right now, I'm working with an insurance tech company. We are going to be going live in 2 weeks' time. I am the VP of Product Marketing and Growth Vertical in that company. And of course, before that, I was working with some e-commerce brand as well, AMPM. It's a luxury fashion company. That's about me. My core competencies, my core background is in strategy, growth, and marketing. Those are the key areas that I excel at. Product is something that's fairly new to me, but I'm having a lot of fun with it while building something in insurance right now. But the question isn't, I don't want to focus a lot more on me. I want to focus specifically on problem statements. Um, when we talk about a startup idea, okay, it's something where we're trying to present a unique disruptive solution. The best way to look at it is it's a unique disruptive solution that solves a problem for a large number of people. Now, when we say a large number of people, why that is necessary is that, think of it this way. When you see a business which is solving, okay, please speak slowly. Okay, I'll try to speak slowly. My bad. I do have a habit of speaking fast. Um, when we talk about a startup idea, okay, we're talking about a unique, disruptive solution that solves a problem for a large number of people. Okay, the reason we say large number of people is that in the Indian market specifically, you want your TAM. Okay, there is a metric that we use which is called TAM, which is total addressable market. You want a large number of people to be using your product and services so that the overall size of your market is very, very high. Okay, when you have a product that is only solving a problem for a small number of people, there is a chance that lesser customers would be interested in that particular product. Okay, and the size of the market will be smaller as well. When the size is smaller, consequently growth is smaller, so company can take a lot of time, okay, to grow and go from, let's say, 1 crores to 2 crores to 5 to 10 crores. Okay, so large number of people, okay, is what your startup idea needs to be aimed at. And when we talk about a good problem statement, okay, a good problem statement is no more than 1 or 2 sentences. Okay, uh, guys, if you're writing something on chat, at least make sure it makes some sense. What do you mean, could you let me in? You are already in the call. Okay, where do I let you in? Okay, so please, okay, let's use the chat only for emergency purposes so I can cover the portion as well. Okay, coming back to this piece, what I was talking about was problem statements, right? Like, so problem statements should not be more than 1 or 2 sentences. Okay, within 1 or 2 sentences, you should be able to communicate what is it that you're solving. Okay, and largely, Pratikshit, I don't know who Bhumika and others. Amey, can you please handle this? Okay. Largely, when we talk about businesses, there are 3 kinds of businesses. Okay. There's something that we talk about as painkillers. Okay. So painkillers are the kind of problems where you are disrupting a sectors. Okay. Or you are innovating something. Okay. Which is very, very unprecedented. Somewhere where the way of doing things, okay, was very different. So let's go back in time. Okay. You guys are very young, but if you go back in time to 2013, okay, the way we used to book cabs back then was you had to call a cab service company. They will ask you your location. They will tell you the charge. Okay. They will then make you wait for 45 minutes, 50 minutes. Okay. And then sometime after an hour or this thing, you would still get your cab. Okay. It was a huge pain point for the customer because the customers had to wait extensive amount of hours, and sometimes there would be no reliability. So if you had a flight, okay, to catch, you would never know if the cab would turn up on time or not. Okay, you would never know how many cabs are available in the market on that particular day. That is what an Ola and an Uber solved in the Indian market. These are painkiller ideas. Okay, similarly, when, sorry guys, I can't. Like, this way, we will not be in a position to finish anything. If people this thing, this was the previous slide. I'm gonna show it for 2 seconds. I'm gonna go back to the next slide. Guys, if you want to take screenshots faster. I'm back to this thing. Okay. Much like painkillers, there are a second kind of business problems as well, which are vitamins. Okay. Now, vitamins, same thing, right? Like you have painkillers when there is a pain in your body. Okay, you're having some issues in your head. Okay, sar mein dard ho raha hai, you're having a headache, you're having a backache, so you'll have a painkiller. Vitamins, just like, so what I mean by, good question, Dhruti, what I mean by disrupt sectors is that same example that we take of Uber. Okay, when Uber came into the market, okay, the incumbents, people who were running these cab service companies, okay, these rental companies just couldn't compete. Okay, they completely disrupted the sector overnight. Okay, I mean, of course, in Bombay you still had Kali Pili cabs. Okay, in Mumbai, Kali Pili cabs have been working for the longest time. Even in Kolkata, okay, black and yellow taxis have been there. But Delhi didn't even have those. Okay, so you when a company comes in, okay, and fundamentally changes the entire landscape of the sector, okay, where all of a sudden a service that was available for 200 rupees is now available for 100 rupees, okay, the person who's selling it for 200 just can't compete with you. Okay, there is like you've completely thrashed the competition. That is what disrupting a sector looks like. Okay, that's what painkiller ideas can do. Okay, because painkiller ideas have associated that whoever else is out there in the market which is trying to solve this pain is not doing a very very good job. Okay, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to solve this problem in such a manner that the existing players will just have no idea what hit them. Okay, and across the world, if you look at what Uber did in its early years, the local taxi unions, the local taxi companies couldn't compete. Okay, unless they had political support. Today, if you go to Goa, you will realize Uber and Ola has not been able to enter Goa. Why? Because taxi unions fought with the government. Okay, and every time Ola and Uber tried to enter the city, okay, the taxi drivers went and thrashed their cabs. Okay, because they knew that in the long run we will not be able to compete with these businesses. Okay, they're too good, they're too streamlined, they're too operationally sound. That is what disrupting a sector looks like. Okay, that's what painkiller ideas do. Innovate on purpose, it's a very simple expression. What you mean by that is that you are innovating purely because you are driven by a very very strong purpose. Okay, and at the same time you are very clear in terms of your execution. Okay, it's not an accidental innovation. Okay, it's a very well thought through plan to disrupt a specific sector. Okay, I'm going to move on. If somebody still has any questions about it, we can come back towards the end in the Q&A. Okay, I'm coming to what is an example of candy. Wait, king of battles. Guys, if you have a good question, then ask it right now. If you're not able to understand the concept, if you have follow-on questions, just wait. We have Q&A at the end as well, where we can answer all these questions. Okay. The second type of businesses are vitamin businesses. Okay. Now, vitamin businesses are ones which are where you know that the customer is not feeling a lot of pain. It's a good to have product. Okay. When we look at consumer businesses, when you look at, let's say, skincare brands, okay, skincare brands are like vitamins. Okay. Somebody's giving you a face cream. The other one comes in and says, this one has charcoal. Okay. Activated charcoal. Okay. This will make sure that it sucks the dirt out of your skin even better. Okay. Now that is a vitamin business where you're trying to improve the quality of life. Okay, you are trying to give them a slightly better experience, okay, than what they're doing. It's not like if you won't use a face cream you will die, okay, or there will be a lot of pain. It's a good to have product. Okay, that's what vitamin businesses basically go after. Okay, they are not essential in that sense, but they can be very very helpful in terms of living a better life. If you don't have a painkiller, okay, the pain will keep persisting. You will suffer a lot. If you don't have a vitamin, it's not like you will die. Okay, it's just vitamins can enhance your quality of life. The same parallel is what we draw to business ideas as well. Vitamin businesses can improve the customer's quality of life. Painkiller businesses can help reduce pains that they're facing in their everyday life. Okay, skip in the next slide. We'll show examples of these two as well. Okay, which type has the most success rate? That is, there is no right or wrong answer to that. Okay, painkiller businesses will obviously have a better success rate. Okay, but at the same time painkiller businesses also have painkiller businesses, sometimes people can get very very wrong ideas about the customer's pain point. Okay, usually what businesses end up doing is that founders, okay, specifically can take their own pain and try to solve a problem for it. Okay, but at that point of time it doesn't work. Okay, because you have to validate whether it's a pain point for a lot of people or not. Okay, sometimes there are actual problems worth solving. Sometimes that problem can be faced by a very small number of people. Okay, so it depends on the problem. It varies. There is no right or wrong answer to what works better. Vitamin businesses are inherently more competitive because at the same time you are trying to make somebody's life slightly better. There will be more competition. The barriers to entry are lesser for a vitamin business. The last categorization is candy businesses. Candy businesses are basically fun distraction, businesses that provide you just the slightest amount of relief. Okay, The best example for this is, let's say, social media apps. Okay, social media apps. I mean, the now if I ask you as a teenager, you will say, yeah, they are a very very big painkiller for you because they're solving the pain of boredom for you. But largely, these are distraction. These are light relief apps. Okay, when you go on Instagram and you scroll for half an hour or 45 minutes for reels. Okay. Uh, Sangeeta, I'll come to that question towards the end. It's not relevant to the slide. Okay, so I'm going to focus on the slide because at the pace that we're going, guys, we won't be able to cover the slides. Uh, those who, so last categorization I was talking about was candy, which was light relief this thing. Let me go to the next slide and actually show you guys examples. Okay, this is where we've given more information. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do one thing, guys. Don't take notes. Okay, I will share the presentation with the organizers. They can share it with everyone. Okay, so you can refer back to this at any point of time. Is that better? Because that way we'll be able to move faster. Ritik, cred can be categorized as a business which is more of vitamin. Okay, there wasn't an inherent pain point that they were solving. Okay, the pain point of their cred's problem was trying to help people pay their business bills on time. It's not like people did not know, people could not essentially pay their credit card bills on time. Credit just made it simpler and easier. Okay, it's a vitamin business. Okay. Also, guys, if I'm Blinkit is a painkiller business. Okay, Blinkit is a painkiller business. It may have started as a vitamin business. Okay, a lot of times Blinkit is a good example, and I'll tell you why. Because quick commerce, when it started, it wasn't like it was a habit. Okay, it was just a easy. It was a vitamin business because it was trying to help you get your products faster. Okay, people didn't even realize that they needed their groceries that fast. But today, if you don't get your groceries in 10 minutes, you will start to panic. You will start to, get flustered. Okay, because you've gotten subjected to that kind of user behavior. Okay, customer behavior. Okay, customers are now expecting their deliveries to be in 10 minutes. Okay, their habits have transformed from what they were 4 years ago. So today, Blinkit is a painkiller, but at the beginning, they were a vitamin. Okay, when they first started. So, yeah, in the next slide, I've given some examples of vitamin businesses as well. Samik, if I don't answer a question, then understand that people are asking that question multiple times. I can't, guys, if you will ask me 30 questions on every slide, I can't cover the slides, guys. At least let me finish some portion. Have some patience, guys. Please, please. Just let me finish some part of the business. Please. Some part of the session. Can we please have some respect? Otherwise, I won't be able to finish. At least wait for the content to load. I haven't even come to the candy slide. Okay, wait for the candy slide to come. Coming back to vitamin businesses, okay, I have given a more detailed definition as well. Okay, businesses represent product or services that are beneficial and promote well-being. These products improve the quality of life, but they do not address urgent problems. Okay, a good example is, let's say, Fitbit. Okay, Fitbit is an app that is helping you track your health and activity levels. Okay, it is beneficial for maintaining health, but it is not essential. People don't take life and death decisions upon Fitbits, right? Like, I'm wearing a smart ring. Okay, this is a Gabbett smart ring. Okay, I use it to track how my health performance is. Okay, it's a vitamin business, but if Gabbett is giving me some data, I can use it to go to my doctor, but I'm always going to listen and base my medical decisions upon the actual reports, okay, that my doctors provide. So Fitbit or a smart ring, it's an example of a vitamin business. Similarly, educational apps like Duolingo, okay, which are helping you for casual learning of language, okay. These are good to have, okay, vitamin business. But it's not like if a Duolingo doesn't exist, customers will not be able to learn a language at all, okay. They enhance knowledge and skills, but they aren't very critical to your day-to-day functioning. Okay, when we talk about painkiller businesses, then grocery delivery services. Okay, that is a painkiller business. Okay, because people are so accustomed to the idea, especially for those people who can't go and shop in person. A grocery delivery service is a huge relief. Similarly, plumber services. Okay, urban company. Okay, is a great painkiller. Okay, you may say that urban company may have started as a vitamin, but today it's a painkiller because going and finding a plumber in your area, not even knowing who to trust, how much to trust, whether the quality of work will be good or not, who will take guarantee, what if they screw the piping, Okay, all of these issues start to come in. Those, because of the fact that urban company is able to give you that quality of service, okay, and it's able to address your needs in a timely manner, is why it's a painkiller business. And last is candy. Okay, candy you will see and you will understand. These are products that give you short-term satisfaction. Okay, they are good distraction-based businesses. So a social media app, okay, or video games. Okay, these are candy businesses. In a candy business, there is no problem that you're essentially solving. You're just giving people another outlet to be able to spend their time, okay, beyond the things that they already do. Okay, so these are the three categorizations when we look at it. It's a vitamin business that you're building, or a painkiller business that you're building, or a candy business. Okay, but the important question that you will find yourself asking: what type of business is wood replacement? What do you mean by wood replacement? I don't understand that sentence. What is a wood replacement, brother? If you can send more details on the chat, I'll get back to it in a few minutes. Right now, I'm going to proceed. Okay. Largely for you guys, if you're going and building your own startups as well, one of the problems that you'll face is, okay, how do I even find a problem statement? Okay, I don't have any business insights. I haven't worked out there for a long period of time. Most of you are students, if not all of you. Okay, for you, there are 5 different ways, okay, that I would recommend that you can go and search for problem statements. Number one is you start with market research reports, and there are a couple of reports that I've included in the next couple of slides. Okay, then second thing is you have industry expertise. Industry expertise is the best way to finally, be in a position to spot problems. Because if I've worked extensively in edtech, I have worked in consumer tech, I have now working in insurance tech. Because I work in insurance tech, I know the ins and outs of how insurance works in this country. Okay, so I can find very specific problems that others are not focusing on. Okay, that others may not even know. So industry expertise is a great way. If you go deeper into building a thesis, into understanding how a certain industry is operating, you will be in a better position to identify problems, okay, that customers are facing. The third is the easiest, which is trend spotting. You are figuring out what right now is trending. Okay, so 2 years ago, quick commerce was had started to boom, right? Anybody who was smart enough, okay, who had seen how e-commerce had shaped 10 years ago, anybody who had seen how e-commerce was essentially operating, okay, as was operating 10-15 years ago, would have known that the next thing after quick commerce, okay, was vertical quick commerce, where people would build quick commerce businesses but for one or two categories itself. So now you're seeing a lot of quick commerce businesses come in fashion. Okay, people are just doing 2-hour fashion delivery. Okay, now you're seeing lots of food specific businesses coming in quick commerce, okay, as well. People are focusing on those categories. Somebody is trying to build a better skincare quick commerce platform, okay, and beauty and personal cosmetics. Okay, so that is the case. Okay, trend spotting can be a great way. Fourth is of course competitor analysis and customer feedback. Okay, you look at what competitors are doing in a particular sector. You go as deep as you possibly can in that segment. Okay, and you try to understand. Okay, that are there any pieces that the competitors are not solving for? Okay, or are there any things that you are learning from speaking with customers? But the most important way, okay, if you will go back, if you will check which startups get investment today, okay, the best way to look for problem statements is to look for problems that you are personally facing. Okay, I talk to entrepreneurs a lot of time. When I talk to student entrepreneurs love to build for education, because so many times, okay, uh, student entrepreneurs typically are victims of a failed education system. So the one thing that they're most passionate about is solving the education system. Okay, that's what they want to go and look at. So for you guys as well, perhaps a great way to look for a problem statement is going into education itself and figuring out what could have been different for you guys. I'm not saying you have to go and solve that, but how to identify problem statements, you always look for something that is personally giving you inconvenience. Now the question on chat that somebody was asking, um, your friend has made a replacement for wood using waste products. Okay, what type of business it is? Quite frankly, it could be categorized as a painkiller business for those. Actually, see, when you're talking about waste products, these are businesses that are powered by sustainability. Okay, sustainability based products, typically are ones which would be categorized as vitamin businesses. Okay, sustainability is a theme that is more consistent over there, unless your friend has figured out that. See, now this is a great example that this one has posted on chat. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because if the insight that this founder has, okay, that wood businesses products made using wood have a certain problem, okay, which is why they can't be sustained or used for a long period of time, and waste products that are made using waste materials, okay, can have a better shelf life, then it's a painkiller. Okay, but if the insight is that, oh, we are just using waste materials because it's more sustainable, then it's a vitamin business. Okay, a lot of times it's about the kind of insights that you have. Okay, ऐसे थोड़ी there's so many businesses that I see. There's one time I was talking to a founder and he was like, oh, I have made clothes using milk. And I was like, great. Okay, who wants to buy it? And he was like, no, no, this is a very great fabric. It's great fabric. It's made using Vilka based products. But nobody asked for it. Okay, what is the problem that you're solving? Just because you can make it doesn't mean you should make it. Okay, that is the kind of business where if you were to go and say, okay, fine, in the summers, cotton has this much thickness, okay, and people sweat a lot, and cotton is this much this thing, or linen has this kind of property which is not very nice, and I've built a new fabric which is more durable. Then I understand that it's a problem that you're solving. Okay, but if you just make a new fabric, okay, just because you felt like it, doesn't mean that it's a great business opportunity. Okay, you have to go back. Gyms are painkillers. Yeah, gyms are painkiller problems. Okay, gyms are as simple as painkiller problems as they get. Okay, because people have a pain in terms of accessing quality health equipments or quality health environments to lose weight, to maintain fitness. Gyms are the entities that are solving that. Okay, in fact, this is an exercise that I would highly recommend you guys go outside, look at different businesses today, and try to categorize them into vitamin, painkiller, and candies. Collaborate with someone else in a group setting. The people on this call, maybe you can get on a call, um, uh, you know and 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 uh, and try to understand people's perspective as well. Do they categorize it as a vitamin businesses, or do they categorize it as a painkiller businesses? Okay, now guys, I'm gonna stop answering chat for a while because people seem to not understand. Guys, understand that when we are in a group call, it's not about you personally. Okay, ask a question only and only if it's adding value for everyone else. Okay, the next time I will answer a question.
hello, glub, glub.
Guys, the next time you have a question, put it on chat, and only put it on chat if you think it's adding value for everyone else. Okay, if it's not adding a value for
You
everyone,
love hello. What the hell? I just
okay, can we please put this Nirmit Sachdeva profile out? This is the one that's going on mute and unmuting themselves and causing disruptions. Yeah, thanks. And organizers, please be more mindful. If somebody's trying to just have fun on the call, please throw them out here. Okay, this is a lot. Okay. So yeah, guys, please send queries on chat. Yeah.
Sir, you're on mute. Sir, you're on mute.
Okay, cool. Can everybody see my slide? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Okay, so this is an example of a market research report. Okay, this is Bloom's EdTech report. Okay, this is one of the best reports that I've seen out there on EdTech. So when you are asked, when you think about, okay, how do I find problem statements? A lot of times you'll find problem statements in presentations like this. Okay, in reports like this, because what this does, so what Bloom has done in this report is that they've completely broken down the entire EdTech space. Okay, and put down which company is solving for what problem. Okay, and then not only that, they've also marked that which areas are green, which areas are red. Red means that there's a lot of competition over there, or it's already a cluttered market. Green means that there's a lot of opportunity over there. Okay, so market research reports are a great way for you to build insights and knowing what to build. Okay, so you can find a great problem statement. Okay, it's not just this. There's many other market research reports as well. There's this other report that I've put, which is Bain and Companies, How India Shops Online. Okay, this is a great report if any one of you is building something. If any one of you is building something as a consumer brand, okay, if you want to build the next best, you know, snacking brand, or if you want to build the next best, chocolate cookie brand or chips or whatever, FMCG in any of this thing, okay, or even a beverage brand, okay, understanding how India is shopping online right now, okay, can be really, really helpful for you to plan your entire marketing piece, okay, and your product strategy. So these reports are a great way for you to identify very specific problem statements. Okay, the link to all the reports are there for your reference. Okay, I have included them in the deck. Please go and check it out. This is another great report, which is India's Indus Valley Annual Report. It has a lot of insights around India as a market. Where is the opportunity today? Who's doing how much transactions? Okay, how Indian consumers can be categorized into different pieces. These reports may seem intimidating. I understand that. But if you are really passionate about building startups, then you have to go down to first principle level and really look, okay, that what is it that the market is doing right now, okay, and then go back and validate your insights. This is about consumer one of you, okay, मेरे पास तो अभी भी idea नहीं है. I still don't have any idea what to do. How do I go about building my startup? I need to still find some problem statement. Okay, then the one thing that you can do is you can go on these links. Okay, I've given you 3 links over here. I will tell you one by one what all 3 links are. The first link is a link called theoryofnext.com. Okay, it's a compilation by Antler where they've put down 100 problem statements, okay, that are currently out there, which founders should solve for, which businesses should solve for. Okay, you can look at any one of the problem statements and see if you are interested in it and do further research in that. So the first link is a beautiful link if you don't have a problem statement, okay, and you're going out there and searching for it. The second one is a link where 99 really, really amazing startups, some of the best startups that you see out there, the Canvas of the world, okay, the Photoshops, Adobe, what were their problem statements when they first started? Okay, this would be a good way for you to get started and see that what kind of problems did other founders spot. Okay, what was the problem that Canva first saw in the market and how did they go about solving it? Okay, so the second link is that. The third is a beautiful link. It's a VC. Somebody's on. The third is a beautiful link, which also includes all the VC reports, okay, that have been published. Okay, all of them, okay, that have been published in the last 7-8 years are on the third link. Okay, so if any one of you is interested in building in gaming, how many people are interested in building in gaming? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, quite a lot of people, right? You guys would be super passionate about gaming. Okay, you can find at least 5 to 10 reports about gaming, okay, on that link. That ways you can go and really research a lot more on gaming. Okay, see, market research reports, I'm telling you something today and I really want you to internalize it. Without market research reports, you guys will really, really struggle in terms of building insights. Okay, before you go for an exam, before you go for any kind of exam, you go through the textbook, right? Okay, the textbooks in your academic setting are replaced by research reports in a professional setting. Okay, nobody goes out there in the market and be like, yeah, I will go and tomorrow I will launch a business and it will have 1,000 customers on the first month. Okay, you have to go and really, really break down that what is happening in gaming, what is happening in education, what is happening in, say, consumer tech, what is happening in fintech for that matter. Then go build your startups, okay, subsequently. Okay, so start with market research reports. These 3 things are super, super helpful if you don't have a problem statement. Okay, now what I've also done, I've taken some snippets from the theory of next link, okay, and I've posted them here. Couple of areas that have a lot of market opportunity right now. I don't know how many people are interested in pets, but pet care today is a booming space. Okay, if any one of you is super passionate about pets and you should really, really look at pet care as a problem, okay, I think it has a lot of scope to build something of substance out there. Similarly, education still has a lot of opportunity. EdTech, an academy is struggling. A couple of others are struggling now. Okay, but now the new generation of EdTech businesses are much more cognizant of the issues that have crippled this space in the last couple of years. So the new EdTech businesses still pose a lot of opportunity. Housing market has a lot of opportunity right now. There's a rapid amount of urbanization happening, but there's not enough businesses that are solving for that. Co-living businesses have started to come up. So housing market is a great opportunity. Senior care. How many of you have grandparents? Give me a thumbs up. I'm sure all of you, right? And lots of you love your grandparents as well. Okay. Senior care is a big market. We have a population that is aging fast. Okay. You want to build businesses that are helping people in their 50s, 60s, 70s. They have mobility issues. Okay. They have issues with basic functioning as well. They have issues with respect to getting basic tasks done, because the kind of society we are, our parents are living in another city, we are living in another city. Who's going to take care of our parents? Who's going to take care of our grandparents? So senior care is a big opportunity if you are thinking of building something in that space. Sports. Everybody in this country loves sports, right? Okay, the boys, of course, there's cricket fans, there's football fans, all of you listening. We don't have enough sports businesses out there, okay? And it's a market which is seeing a lot of interest from the venture capital community. Okay? Lots of investors want to invest in sports businesses, okay? Only Dream 11 is not the only sports business that should exist in this country, okay? Dream 11 is just gambling at the end of the day, okay? What you want is actual on-ground sports businesses. There are so many good athletes, okay, that exist in tier 2, tier 3 cities, but we don't have the right infrastructure to support them. Can you build something? Okay, can you build a great idea that can help catapult these people, okay, and get them to the right kind of channels, get them through the right kind of channels so that they can represent India one day in sports. Childcare is a great opportunity again. Much like senior care, it's a good area to build in. Skill development. I can't talk about this enough. How much unemployment does this country have? How much? Okay, people, what do? They finish their 12th, they'll go to engineering, then they'll be unemployed. Okay, because engineering degree is not enough for them to go get a job. Okay, skill development startups are very much relevant. It's also an area that the government is taking a lot of effort in. They're happy to support startups. It's a great problem statement for someone to solve, okay, to help people get them to the next stage so they can really build, they can really go and get a quality job and provide for their family. Female labor participation, a lot of girls on this call can relate, and it's a very sad state, but India's female labor participation is still very low when we compare it to other economies. Okay, startups that are helping provide women with more opportunities to participate in the marketplace, in the and really be able to provide for their families. Those are ones where there's a lot of opportunity. Female participation is again a great space. See, these are all the things that I've taken from the theory of Next League. I've put them here just to give you an idea that if you really go out there and research the right channels, you will find an idea that you resonate with. Maybe somebody on this call is like, you know what, I love sports. I have seen these people talk about sports. I think sportsmen, this is a problem. I want to go and build it. Okay. Till yesterday, you just had an inclination for building, but when you go and research through reports, you can find the right insight. And when you have the right insight, then you know what to build. Okay, then you know which direction I'm going to head. Then you can phrase your problem statement. Then you can go specific and research the industry in that ways. From you, I always say the best way to look at a problem statement is dig deeper into your lives. The first step is you look deeper into your lives. You see where have I faced problems, what has affected me, what is something that I have personally suffered from, so I can solve that. If you can't find that, then you go and you pick a sector or a space that excites you, and you try to find problems over there. Okay, if you don't even think that is something that is helping you, you pick a company or a startup that you believe is not doing a good job. You feel like this is a great company. I don't know how they're currently running as well. They should shut down because you can build a such better product than what they have built. Okay. Maybe that can be the inspiration for your problem statement. Or lastly, okay, you can look and try to find startups that have failed in the last decade or two. Okay. Because maybe they were ahead of time. Okay. Most people don't realize this thing. A lot of this is not an iPhone, but a MacBook. Sorry. Um, the last thing that you could do is you could also look at finding businesses from the last decade or two. Okay. Siddharth, I will come to questions at the end. I know you've raised your hand, but you have to wait. I have to finish the portion and I can towards the end. The last thing that I was saying was you can try going backwards and look at startups that have failed. People don't wake up and identify by different companies. Okay. It didn't work because they were ahead of time. Okay.
So maybe you can go and find other ideas ahead of time, okay, and see why they might have failed, and then work on those problem statements accordingly. Okay. Last, and I think I just left with 5 8 slides, so we should be able to finish in the next 5 minutes. We'll move to questions then. Okay, I'll share the presentation. Guys, please stop raising hands. I'm humbly requesting you, please stop raising hands. It disrupts my slides. Let me just finish the portion. We'll do Q&A in 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes, please. I know you're school kids, but we can try to be more civil, guys. Come on. Okay, please be more civil. Okay, and let me finish my. The last thing is, okay, how do you want to structure your problem statement? Now, this is a very, very important piece. Okay, when we talk about a problem statement, there's three questions that a problem statement should answer. What is the problem? Who has this problem? And why is this a problem? Okay, I'll show it to you with an example. Just a further explanation of why does this matter. Okay, mostly what I was telling you in the beginning as well. Okay, when you have a problem statement that's phrased, okay, for people, if you'll start telling a story for 5 minutes, nobody will care about your problem statement. Read the first problem statement. Okay, 75% of the annual biopsies, okay, prostate cancer produce inconclusive results. This results in a $4 billion loss to the healthcare system and 8% of patients being hospitalized for complications. Now let's go back to our problem. What is the problem? The problem is that the biopsies for cancer inconclusive result. Okay. Next question was, who has this problem? Obviously, people who have prostate cancer. Okay. And the last question was, why is this a problem? Okay. Because this causes a $4 billion loss to the healthcare system and 8% of patients being hospitalized. When we talk, now, when I say a problem statement in these two sentences, it is so easy for you to understand exactly what is happening and what is this person building. I'm not talking about solution right now. See, solution could be 10 different ways, okay, of addressing this. But when we talk about problem statements, it has to fundamentally answer these three questions. Look at the last one. There are 8 crore content creators in India and only 1.5 lakh are able to successfully monetize their audience. Okay. What is the problem? The problem is that content creators are not able to monetize. Who has this problem? Of course, content creators. And why is this a problem? Okay. Because we are looking at almost 7 crore, 50,000 creators. Okay. 99.9% of the market is not making money. That is a big problem. Okay, can we do something to help these content creators monetize? Okay, to make more money. So problem statements have to be designed like this. Okay, they have to be looked at so they can answer these three questions. I've given you more examples as well for you to go and refer to. Please check them after the deck, after the session. There's lots of problem statements for you to look at. And if you are thinking about your business, if you have an idea in mind, the one thing that I would request you is today go back and look at how you can structure your problem statement for your own startup. Okay, and see if there is a way for you to write your own problem statement in a cohesive manner. At max, it should be 3 sentences or 4 sentences. It should not be more than 4 sentences. Okay, we're down to our last portion. I think the one thing that you need to focus on is when you have a problem statement, check for a couple of hygiene pieces. Is the problem worth solving? Is it a big enough problem? Are there a lot of people who are actually facing this problem? Okay, how can 100 million is how is the industry structured? How many people are there? Who are currently operating? How much money are they making? Okay, all of these questions are good questions to answer because a lot of times as entrepreneurs we get carried away. Okay, I'll give you a very good example. This is a good story. Okay, this one time this student came to me. I think he was 19, 20, and he was like, I am building a device which if you install in your house can tell you on every electricity outlet, it can tell you that how much of your electricity bill came from the refrigerator, how much of your electricity bill came from the geyser, how much came from every AC. So that way you can know that is your child spend switching on the AC way too much, or how much of the electricity bill came from tube light. And he told me how it's going to cost 2.5 lakhs to install per house, but it will help the household a lot. And I asked him one question. I was like, problem kisko hai ye? Who currently has this problem? How many people out there look at their electricity bills and go, oh, I wish somebody would tell me how did my electricity bill get 10,000? Am I switching on my geyser too much? Am I switching on my heater too much? And I kept asking, and he was like, "Mere ko chahiye wo information. I want that information. It would help me." But the problem was, besides him, he never spoke to any other person. Okay, he didn't speak to 5, 10, 15, 500 people to validate whether it was a problem for them also. Founders a lot of times get carried away with their own emotions and they start building. Okay, so you have to go ahead and validate whether the problem is worth solving. Okay, whether it's a problem for a lot of people or not. Okay, and like I said, there's lots of common errors in problem statements. Uh, Overly broad problem statements, assumption based. Sometimes people will frame their problem solution only as a problem. Okay, so that people start to agree it's a problem. It's not a problem. It's just your solution which you're trying to position as a problem. Okay, you will ignore the customer's perspective. All of these issues come in. Okay, what I recommend in that case is the best way before you start building. The moment you think you have a problem statement, the first thing you should be doing is going and talking to at least 50 odd customers. Okay, talk to as many people, but 50 is the bare minimum that I would say. Okay, before you start building, because you want to validate if it's a problem for everyone or not. Okay, if it's a problem for just you, guess what, maybe you had a great thought, maybe you thought, yeah, this to definitely would kill, but everybody else doesn't agree with you. Okay, the customer doesn't agree with you. If you don't go build a startup. Okay, the most important perspective in a startup is always the customers. Okay, when you have a problem statement, go validate your problem statement with actual customers, and if they validate it, only then and then do I recommend taking the next step towards building and focusing on the solution. Okay, and trying to actually map out the next question. But if the customer is not validated today, if somebody comes in and says, oh, I want to build a competition to Uber, like, okay, but how will you be better? Okay, if you, let's say, okay, fine, I will be better by this thing, can Uber then copy your business? Yes or no? If Uber can copy, they will come in and crush you, right? So you have to go and look. Right now I've just talked about problem statement, I didn't focus on solutions. Okay, solution is a different class. Maybe the somebody else who's talking about solutions can talk in a bit more detail, but problem statement specifically has to be looked at from this phase. Okay, do not, and I say do not go ahead and start building before you have phrased your problem statement correctly. Okay, and before you've validated your insights with customers. Okay, you'd be doing yourself a lot of disservice. Okay, couldn't we just patent our ideas? Sir, there is no patenting on ideas. Okay, you patent an IP, an intellectual property. ख्याल आपके दिमाग में आया, आप पैटेंट थोड़ी कर लोगे. ठीक है, उस ख्याल के साथ कुछ एक्चुअल प्रूफ भी तो होना चाहिए ना. You patent, when you go ahead and file a patent, it's when you've done some form of innovation. An idea is not an innovation. Get it? With that, we come to the end of this portion. What I will do is I will share the slides with the organizers. Okay, they can share the link to the deck with you guys, and you can go and refer to it at any point of time, and see if you still have any questions. Okay, otherwise, if somebody wants to reach out, I suggest you can reach out to me over LinkedIn. Okay, and I'll be happy to answer your queries on LinkedIn as well. Right now, I can take a few questions. Sir, Newton couldn't patent gravity. Gravity is a natural phenomenon. Whoever said that? I'm putting the link to the presentation in the chat. You guys can go and access this presentation after the sessions. Okay, I'm going to start looking at the chat now and answering a few questions real quick. What is the difference between an idea and an innovation? Okay, Dhruva's asked that question. Okay, uh, see, an idea could just be an insight. Okay, let's say you have spotted an insight into, the fintech market. Okay, that this is something that is actually causing some sort of a inconvenience to the customers. Okay, uh, and I have to, and that is something over which a business could be built. Innovation is when you've actually gone ahead and implemented it. Okay, innovation has an execution layer to it. An idea could just be an insight on paper in your mind somewhere. Okay, but once you've acted upon it is when it becomes some form of innovation, if it is innovation indeed. Okay, what does the white area mean? White area कुछ नहीं होता, white space होता है. By the way, I think you're referring to white space. Okay, white space, when we talk about it, is let's say, is so white space could essentially refer to, if I take an example, in easy. Only white space is area where there's opportunities, okay, where there's not enough competition out there, okay, where you recognize that there are a lot of problems that customers are facing, but it's a white space from a solution standpoint, okay, and there's not enough companies. So you want to go ahead and ideally build in an area where there's a lot of white space, okay. Current solutions are not essentially catering to the problem, okay, that the customers are facing. Guys, if you phrase your question better, then it would be easier. I'm going to go to John's question. How would you suggest going about interviewing, validating people to validate our promises, considering it's difficult to simply go around asking people what they say? Okay, great question, John. There is a book called Mom's Test. Okay, it's available on Amazon. It's called the Mom's Test. Okay, please read it. It's the PDF is available on the internet as well. Just Google the Mom Test PDF. You will find it. Okay, it's a 130-page book, beautiful book about how to do customer research, how to go and talk to people, how to have those conversations. Okay, it's one that I actively recommend. It's a great read. Okay, I think it's going to add a ton of value to you. So to answer your question, read the book. It gives actual examples, practical examples of how to do customer research. Just know your question is not clear, so I can't answer. How to prove our project is the best? I don't know which project you're talking about. Can good candy business become a trend in Gen Z? See, candy businesses का problem ही है that candy businesses rely a lot on virality. Okay, because there is not an actual problem that you're solving. Okay, you are competing with pretty much anyone and everyone. So any form of distraction that a customer can have is basically a competitor for a candy business. Okay, so in that case, your consumer research has to be like there's an element of luck that is essential as well, and you have to rapidly innovate. Okay, you have to hop onto trends as quickly as possible and make sure that your customers, okay, are constantly finding more and more reasons to come back, okay, for candy businesses, because candy businesses typically work on network effects. Okay, now most of you will not understand what a network effect, so I'll give you an example. Network effects are is when the more the number of people, okay, in a specific environment, the more relevant the network becomes. Okay, what that means is, आज तुम एक social media app download करते, if you download a social media app and you're the only one on it, okay, will you stay? No, right? If you can't find your friends on a social media app, you will leave the app, right? So typically, candy businesses are ones which rely on a lot of people being there on the network. Okay, if you download a social media app and 100 of your other friends are already there on the app, you will stay on it. Okay, so you have to find a way. You have to find a way to make sure that in a concentrated environment, okay, you get a lot of people on your business or to become your customers, so that they others on the network can also find relevance. It's like a dating app. Okay, if on a dating app there are not enough choices, you will leave the app, right? I mean, you guys are too young to be on a dating app, but I'm saying just think at a basic level. Okay, at some point of your time in your life, you will use a dating app, but when you do, okay, if there's not enough options, you will leave the app. That is an example of where network effects are important. Okay, so candy businesses inherently are ones where you need those network effects. Okay, by the way, dating apps are not candy businesses. Dating apps are actual painkillers. Okay, when you look at it that way. Sir, what problem is in your wish list that you want to be solved?
Interesting reference.
Atharva, can okay somebody? Please guys stay on mute. It's easier for me to solve on chat. What problem is in your wish list that you want to be solved? I am currently solving an insurance tech problem. I'm very happy about it. I have a lot of I have a lot of insights into the consumer and the edtech space. I think the next business that I will work on would definitely be something in education for sure. Okay, I see a lot of opportunity in education. I love to teach. It's something that I personally enjoy. I think education has a lot of things still to be solved for. So my personal focus would be in edtech, but that's my bias. Gorika, when you have surveyed 50 plus people and received a positive response, but your TAM is still small, should you proceed with building the solution? Best question somebody has asked in this entire call. Okay, thank you so much, Gorika, for asking that question. You can definitely go ahead and build that business. Okay, see, TAM chota hona is problem. It's not a problem. TAM being small is fine. If you are looking to raise venture capital, if you are looking to raise funding, then it's a problem. Small TAM. Okay, a small TAM could be 100 crores. Okay, if your market size is 100 crores, it may be a great business to build. Okay, it's just that no investor will give you money for that. Okay, but can you grow it with some money, slowly and slowly and slowly, and build a great business which does 10 crores, 20 crores in revenue? Yes. So if you have a great insight, if you've got validation from the market, you can still go ahead and build it if the TAM is not big. It's just you won't be having an easy time raising the funding. How to take a first step in solving a problem? Sir, first identify the problem. That is the first step. Okay, 99% of businesses shut down because they don't know they don't understand the problem that they're solving. Okay, uh, but sir, America made a patent of pure cow pee, Gaumutra, even if we had been using it for centuries. Does that mean other companies can patent our business just after we launch it? No. If somebody would have done it, they wouldn't have actually patented Gaumutra in its raw form. Okay, it would have been some sort of a chemical formulation where there would have been other things that they would have added to possibly increase the shelf life. You can't patent a natural and a natural ingredient like that. You can patent a formulation. Okay, so let's say if you have built a medicine, okay, the medicine has only one ingredient. You can't essentially go and patent that. But if you figure out the right way to use 10 different ingredients for it to produce a desired result, that formulation is what is patented. Okay, similarly, can I patent milk? No, I can't. But if I have found a way to increase the shelf life of milk from 3 months to 3 years, okay, through some sort of packaging change. Now that is something that you can patent. Okay, can you repeat the book's name? The book's name is The Mom's Test. I'm going to find the link and post it on the chat itself. I think it should be available. ये लो, मिल गया. हाँ जी. I'm posting the link on the chat. You guys can check it. Is energy conservation from waste source good innovation from a startup? Sir, the question is that again, I can't say something like this because you have to tell me a bit more about the problem. I don't understand anything about the problem. Okay. Again, like I said, if energy conservation from waste source, okay, is allowing you to have some competitive edge, then sure. Okay. But otherwise, no. Surendra, what you have mentioned as an idea over here, electric cycle which reduces its speed when it detects this thing, you have to go and validate if it's an actual problem for people or not. Okay. Maybe for a lot of people, it's not so much of a problem. They are pretty much capable of managing it by themselves. If you are able to deliver a better experience at a lesser price point or at the same price point, then for sure it's something that's worth exploring. If it's going to increase the price of the cycle, okay, then you have to go and validate, okay, whether customers are actually going to be in a position and this thing. Learnsware, your question is very very wrong. You don't need to care whether your problem is best. Your problem just needs to exist. It should be worth solving. If it's worth solving, it is not a pissing contest. Okay, it doesn't matter if your problem is better, somebody else's is better. Okay, तुम्हारी execution is all that matters. Okay, everybody has an idea. Go and to any part of the country, 10 people will give you 10 problems. Okay, it's who has the courage to go and solve it. It doesn't matter whether your problem is best or not. Your problem in isolation needs to make sense. It is not a competition. It is not a relative comparison. Okay, lots of people are asking about the book. I have given the link on chat. um, Priyanka has asked, is mental health a good sector for business? It is. I have seen a lot of competition in it. Okay, lots of businesses are struggling right now because I think आइडिया सही है बट उनकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन उतनी अच्छी नहीं है. ऑन ग्राउंड बहुत सारा कंपटीशन है. सो आई वुड से दैट इफ यू आर प्लानिंग टू बिल्ड समथिंग, then really go a bit deeper and see what kind of issues customers are facing on ground, okay, with the current set of apps. I think I've answered pretty much all of the question. Okay, I'll answer. Okay, I know people are still listening. What are now the main points? Okay, guys, I would take 2 or 3 more questions if people can put it on chat, and then I can this thing. TAM, somebody has asked, what does TAM mean? TAM is total addressable market. What it means is what is the size of your overall market. Okay, so let's say if you're building something in the ice cream market, the size of the ice cream market in India is 12,000 crores. So then we say that the total addressable market, okay, for your idea or for what you're building is 12,000 crores. Okay, it is the size of the overall market. It means that across India, how much revenue, how much total money is being generated by ice cream businesses. Okay, that is the total addressable market. Okay, guys, what you're doing, I'll tell you what. Okay, I'll tell you what you guys are fundamentally doing. You are asking me to validate your ideas on chat. Okay, which is a very very bad idea. Okay, this is what I was saying. This thing. I am not your customer. Okay, I cannot give you validation. Don't go to a person who is senior in age, and think that if they say yes or no, it becomes a great idea. Okay, validation comes from customers. Okay, talk to your customers. If your customers have validated your idea, you will be in a position to get to speak with 1,000 other people. Okay, and then be in a position to sell it, to build it. Okay, but until there is no customer validation, don't ask me if it's a great idea or not. Okay, validate something on ground. That is what you need to this thing. Should we start a startup that is focusing on a small scale market but will grow in future by building a trust? Yes, you can build over there. There is nothing wrong in building an idea in a smaller market, provided the market is growing. Okay, it's a great way to go about it. Pet care. 5 years ago, the companies that were launching in pet care, the market was small, but pet care is growing now, which is why they built. They had a future, outlook, future forward outlook in pet care. Okay, I'll close the session here, but uh, one thing. Okay, guys, questions will keep coming in, but I also have another meeting. This was a 1 hour interaction. I really have to leave, but if I can leave you guys on a passing note, just please go through the deck. Okay, it has a lot of value. Please go through the mom's test. Okay, it is a great book as well. Okay, and rather than, again, what I would highly encourage is go down, focus on your problem statements, validate it, have a good insight, and then speak with customers. I think that should be your next takeaway. Okay, rather than trying to get it validated from 3 or 4 masters or professors. Okay, the best kind of validation that you can get is from on ground pieces. Okay, so that's for today's session from my side. It was really nice interacting with you. Some disruptions here and there, but I think that happens. The deck is already available with you. Feel free to spend time on it. And yeah, I wish you all good luck with your entrepreneurship journey. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's fine. Okay. I'm gonna push off, but cheers, guys. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Hi guys, I can I just speak for a moment, the host? Okay, so can I just ask a few things from the participants over here? I'm a participant as well. So I just wanted to discuss my idea and was thinking about discussing it with other people. Can I? Okay, works.
But it is admins. The admins can message only in the group. Thank you.